Hey guys, welcome back to this channel, which is, of course, as you know, is all about technology and the future. So I think it's time to talk about one of the most innovative companies on earth, Tesla. Tesla is a technology company that was started in 2003 by Elon Musk and a few other people in Silicon Valley, California. The mission of the company is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. What does that mean? जब हम बच्चे थे, we used to hear people talk about climate change, global warming every single day. I mean, not every single day, but we used to hear people talk about climate change pretty often in schools. But हम खुद polluting cars और buses में school जाते थे every day. So no one was really thinking about these problems. I mean, even though people knew that climate change is coming and global warming is coming, no one really did anything on a large scale until Tesla came into the scene. So Elon Musk is so smart that in the early days of Tesla, he laid out a master plan to electrify road transportation. Number one, build a sports car. Number two, use that money to build an affordable car. Number three, use that money to build an even more affordable car. And number four, while doing the above, also provide zero emission electric power generation options to the world. So जब भी कोई new technology market में आती है, it's expensive. And as it hits economies of scale, that means as it starts to sell more products, the price starts to come down. Since the supply chains, they get better, the manufacturing process gets optimized, and more players enter the market, which is again more competition, which helps in driving the cost even further down. So there were other electric cars before Tesla came into the scene, but they were never designed to replace gas cars because they always lacked something, either range or luxury or something else. But Tesla showed the world that an electric car can be as good and even better in some cases than a gas car. Their first car, Tesla Roadster, was a low-volume, high-price sports car which was around $100,000, but it was still expensive. And since at the beginning the focus of the company was to prove their battery and drivetrain technology, they borrowed the body from the Lotus Elite and started selling their first manufactured cars from their small little factory in Silicon Valley. By 2009, Tesla had a car, the Roadster, that had set the world distance record of 501 kilometers or 311 miles for a production electric car on a single charge. They had proved that they can build an electric car that people would actually like. Their first product was a success, but that by no means was making the world transition to sustainable energy. It wasn't like after this car, everybody would start buying electric cars and the whole problem of global warming would be solved. It was a काफी expensive car थी, सब लोग afford नहीं कर सकते थे इसको. So now, Tesla had to go a bit more mainstream with their second car, which was a sedan, Model S. Model S was a bit less expensive than Roadster. It wasn't $100,000. Model S was still poised as a luxury sedan. It was still a luxury car, but it was a sedan, less expensive than Tesla Roadster, but this was their attempt to go mainstream. By this time, Tesla had also started setting up their supercharger network, which has grown exponentially over the years, from 7 stations in 2012 to 3,500 stations in 2021, all around the world. I would say Tesla का सबसे बड़ा advantage यही था. Tesla was able to build so many stations. It started building stations first of all, where no other car companies, कोई भी car company stations नहीं बना रही थी, electric car stations, charging stations, but Tesla did it. So this was a big achievement for Tesla because I mean, it still is ongoing because Tesla is still installing stations all around the world. It's still not everywhere, but electric car stations were the core thing for people to adopt electric cars because अगर लोग charge नहीं कर पाएंगे अपनी गाड़ी रास्ते में इधर से उधर जाते हुए तो it would not be feasible. After Model S, there was the Model X to capture another set of customer segment who were into SUVs. And then in 2017, Tesla announced the car. It was finally meant to be the mass market affordable 35,000 electric car, the Model 3. Although due to recent chip shortages or supply chain disruptions की वजह से it's no longer a $35,000 electric base model car, but it's more of a premium mid-size sedan. But as Tesla is scaling production with its giant gigafactories in locations all around the world, Austin, Nevada, New York, Berlin, Shanghai, the price will eventually come down because, as I mentioned, as we hit economies of scale, the price of one car will definitely come down. Now Tesla is getting into other product lines like Model Y, the compact SUV, Cybertruck, the pickup truck, Semi, the logistic truck, and then the new Roadster, which is a sports car. Now with these products and more, Tesla is in the lead in changing the global car fleet from gasoline to electric, one car at a time. But Elon Musk knows electrifying transportation alone will not entirely transition the world to sustainable energy. energy generation or storage are key to this transition. That is why Tesla also now has the electric Tesla Solar, the solar roof, and Tesla Powerwall, the power grid, the electricity storage solution. Because the sun doesn't shine during the night, so we need to store electricity from the sun during the day to use it at night. In the future, Tesla will also help cities build out their electricity storage solutions by providing like a big version of Powerwall to these countries, and these countries will essentially consolidate these Powerwalls into a single location in their country, and they will store solar energy produced from solar panels in these battery cells or like battery pack. That energy could be supplied to all the people in that country. The most fundamental bottleneck in achieving scale with these products is basically battery production. Tesla is kind of bummed on battery production because the world does not produce enough batteries right now for the world to transition to sustainable energy. तो उतनी batteries ही produce नहीं हो रही हैं कि पूरा world transition हो पाए sustainable energy पे basically. The core ingredient in all these products are batteries. So their main aim is to fully ramp up their new factories which they are building. अपनी factories ramp up करेंगे वो, they will build more and more factories around the world in the next couple of decades, of course. Drive the cost down so that more people buy their products, and eventually Tesla will be one of the largest companies in the world. Definitely one of the largest companies in the world. It already is one of the largest companies in the world, but eventually I think it will be the large. So Tesla के बस profits ही नहीं बढ़ेंगे. This will be primarily beneficial for the environment because ऐसी families होंगी, they will run completely on the Tesla ecosystem. So they will have battery packs in their homes. They will have solar panels on their roofs which will generate electricity from solar energy and store it into power walls which will be installed in their homes, and then using those power walls they can charge their cars which are again electric. So energy generation, storage and transportation for these families will be entirely electric. So they will be completely off the grid. They will not be using any gas powered things anymore, and eventually more and more families will be, more and more households will be doing this, and eventually the entire world hopefully in the future will be electric. As Elon says, this is the most stupid experiment that humanity is running, knowing that putting more and more carbon into the atmosphere is obviously bad, and yet we are continuing to do it. But as the world transitions more and more, Tesla being at the forefront of this change, this will be considered one of the biggest companies on earth because it is on its path to solve one of the biggest challenges that earth has faced. And it's not even the whole picture of this amazingly innovative company. Battery production, electric storage and electricity is not the forefront of this amazingly innovative company. As I had mentioned earlier, Tesla is a technology company and not just a car company or an energy company. It is basically using technology to build cars and provide sustainable energy solutions, and hence at the core the company invests heavily in building new technology, which is why in 2014 Tesla ने cameras add करने लगे अपने cars के अंदर, cameras and other hardware like LiDAR and stuff to add human driver assistant features to Tesla. Eventually that grew into Teslas having 360-degree camera view around the car, and the cars can now drive on roads on its own in North America with minimal interventions. This is only for customers in the self-driving beta program. So full self-driving beta program. So not everyone has it right now. So जिन्होंने भी ये full self-driving package लिया है and they are in the beta program, the car can drive them completely from point A to point B just by sitting in the car. So it will be like sitting into the car and just telling it where to go, and it will drive you there. Over the years, Tesla has invested heavily in building artificial neural networks, computer vision models to collect relevant driving data and train it to make the car learn to recognize the environment and learn to drive on roads with eventually faster reaction times than a human, and hence much safer. Tesla is building real world AI, and it is an AI company. It is not just a car company. People are driving Tesla cars all around the world. Or whenever someone is using full self-driving and they intervene, Tesla collects that incident and it tells all the other cars in their fleet that this is the incident, ye incident ko lo, or give me more instances of this incident if it happens to you. So Tesla is using its fleet, which is probably 1 million or 2 million cars at this point. They're using this fleet to collect data for whatever things they are not able to do right now. So eventually they will be able to do literally all the things that a human driver can do. I'll make a whole another video about the state of self-driving cars and how they are just around the corner. But once Tesla solves full self-driving or safer than human driving, they already have their eyes set on the next AI project, the Tesla bot. So Tesla bot is one of the most interesting projects ever, honestly. So, and it makes sense why Tesla is doing this. You might think that Tesla is a car company, why is it making robots now, right? But because I mentioned all of these things about Tesla, that it is a technology company at its core, and with the car, they've already kind of built a synthetic animal or a synthetic machine. The car can be thought of as a synthetic animal that sees the roads through its cameras and figures out what to do with its artificial neural networks and takes the appropriate next action, and which is exactly what a robot should do, right? So Tesla Bot is one of the most interesting takes on how we want to bring robotics to the world. Generally, companies have a very bottom-up approach when they try to solve problems through robotics. And what they do is they isolate a specific problem on which they can use AI and robotics, like moving things from place A to place B in a factory, or using a robot dog that can be used only for monitoring and diagnosis of a site. Tesla Bot, on the other hand, is an idea coming more from a working backwards approach. So instead of designing hardware for solving a specific problem in a factory or solving for a specific task like cooking food or putting things in a dishwasher, Tesla is building one robot that can do everything. And since humans can already do everything that the bot would be supposed to do, Tesla has designed the robot in a humanoid form. The form is like a human form. So it will start off by first tackling tasks that are boring, repetitive, and dangerous for humans to do in a factory and warehouse environments, and then eventually move to tasks for everyday people like cooking food, cleaning dishes. This is absolutely amazing because you could think of the robot as a car for your home, which will do all the stuff that you're supposed to do at your place. So cook food, do your laundry, do the dishes, and everything else, you know. It is still early days since the AI models would have to be developed and trained on real world data. But I'm excited for Tesla AI Day number 2, which is, I think, is going to be happening in September this year, and what Tesla will reveal about the robot then. But I think I have an idea of how Tesla will approach this problem. So they will start off by building basic models of the world. Like, what do different ingredients that go into food look like, right? And how do you pick them up by not damaging them? So, and once you have that, once you have the basic general knowledge, and you're able to sell these robots to customers can eventually teach the robot their specific tasks that they want the robot to do. So this is one approach, but we'll definitely know more about it in the Tesla AI Day number 2. Agar Tesla succeed hoti hai in building this humanoid robot, Tesla will unlock immense amount of economic potential since the cost of labor will drop significantly and all goods and services will be easily accessible. Countries can deploy robots in farms around the world and increase production of food. They can use autonomous trucks to transfer food to low-density areas to combat food shortage. Cost of transporting goods will be extremely low since there will be trucks moving around on their own 24/7, with the only cost to the truck operator being charging, as there is no driver fees involved, right? So the only cost is charging. So Tesla will basically unlock huge amounts of economic potential of electrification using autonomy. इस सबसे हमें समझ में आता है कि sustainability and autonomy are at the core of Tesla. It's using batteries and solar panels to bring sustainable energy to the world at a large scale by creating products that people love and using AI to make its products as autonomous as possible so that it can bring the cost of these products even down. And that's how people will start adopting these products. These products will be autonomous and sustainable and low cost. So Tesla is still a very young company. I mean, it's relatively young. It's in its teens right now. It's starting to adult, and it has already been successful in its mission of forcing all car companies to make their own electric cars. And it's very close to its next mission of solving full self-driving and ramping up production for new factories to manufacture the maximum number of cars possible. Once these goals are achieved, Tesla's valuation will skyrocket since it will show up in their profits as software margins. These will be software margins. It won't be margins from selling their cars. It will be margins from what they get from full self-driving options. So as more and more cars get this full self-driving option, Tesla will eventually deploy a robo-taxi network on the road. Basically what you can do after that is pick up your phone, open the Tesla app, select the destination you want to go. An autonomous car will come to your location, pick you up and drive you there without any drivers involved. And it will be so cheap. It will be so cheap that anyone on the earth would be able to afford to ride in a car. Right now, Ubers, Lyfts, and Olas and everything are so expensive. Relatively in India, I would say it's still less expensive, but here in the US, it's super expensive to go from place A to place B, which is just a mile away in an Uber. It takes like $10-12 or something, which is insane. I mean, the cost of transportation should be way less than this. So yeah, It will show up in their profits as software margins. They will earn money from full self-driving. They will not earn money by selling cars, but they will earn money from software, which is super interesting. And being an extremely mission-focused Elon company, I have my bets on Tesla. But let me know what you guys think. That's all for the video for now. I will create more videos about Tesla, Elon Musk, future, technology. But for now, peace out.